Now we get underway with our second of 6 senior road tax heats. It's Heat 2, Group C and D. Here's your starting grid. Tobias Bille-Clausen and Martin Geiskens are on the front row. Kai Hunter joined by Benjamin Van Hees on row 2. Montego Marson and Vic Stevens, row 3. Luke Neeson and Sean Butcher, row 4. Completing the top 10 is Jules Roussel and Austin Lee. Pat Gubbles, Mario Sidler, Sam Bergstein, Thijs Dams, Jake Bezelbeck, Julian Sednica, Ralph van der Pevert, Adrian Hoare, Gussie van Gorp, and Mads Larsen rounds out the 20-strong grid on that one, as we are now red lights ignited on the starting gantry ahead of another 7 minutes plus an additional lap of racing here at the home of champions, Karting Genk. Thank you for joining us all again. Good to see OH management cheering on Jeffy, aka Ethan Jeff Hall. Yannick Dillon. Yannick, good to hear from you. Of course, Maxime's mum. Good to hear from you as well. Cheering on Maxime, who has, funnily enough, Maxime Didix, a little bit of information about him. Currently running third in the DD2 standings this year, but also is going to be heading to the Hockenheimring next week for an LMP3 test. Also has done some simulator work on the full motion simulator at Eau Rouge, located just about 10 minutes from this location, on their full motion VR simulator, which I will never touch VR, I'll be completely honest with you, because it's motion sickness on virtual reality simulators never mix, and I know that from personal experience. But we have 7 minutes plus an additional lap of racing, and then we'll be a third of the way through, and then we'll head into the first set of pre-finals this weekend. So over the course of the day, we will have a total of 12 races, 6 of which will make up the Senior Road Tax's heats today, as the drivers now will start to slow. Some weaving from side to side, but the drivers make their way out of the 12th and final corner. They're told to slow. They split, they head into the tram lines. Revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? Lights are out first time. Tobias Clausen gets a good run. And now Kai Hunter makes his way up to second. As all one mounting the back of the other towards the back part of the field. That might have been Thijs Dams coming together with somebody else. The 321 from Belgium having his front axle up in the air. Not exactly the best way you want to start the race. As there's multiple exchanges happening down the Europalan. But at the moment, it is the man that was dominant at Ostricourt back in the middle of August. Kai Hunter, Sunderland's finest, hits the front end of the field. They come down in towards Cafe Corner. There's also some 2x2 exchanges. Jake Bezelbeck from RTMT Magraf towards the back end of the field. Not having a good time is the German at the moment. He's running 15th in the minute. Hunter leads. Clausen second. Marson third. And has got Sean Butcher up his inside. Butcher through for third. Luke Neeson also trying to factor in. And Neeson looks up the inside through turn 4. He's nearly wheel to wheel with Montego Marson, but the German holds firm. There's someone that's shortcutted out of turn number 2. We've got yellow flags at Marshall Post 2. There has been a coming together. One driver walking away under their own steam, and helmet is off. So someone not going to be having a great walk back to the awning a little bit later on after this race is concluded. So Kai Hunter leads the way. Tobias Bille-Clausen from Denmark. Little bit of an exchange between, Gussie van Gorp. I knew she was going to be rapid. Didn't show that pace in qualifying due to a little earlier drama, but she's battling away with Vic Stevens, who was fastest in Group 1, but copped a 5-place penalty, as did multiple drivers in Group 1, 14 in total. They're battling for Martin Geiskens battling with Gussie van Gorp and Vic Stevens. Stevens currently 8th at the minute. Just under 4 as, right, that is Puck Gubbles I've just spotted. And we've got a GKS kart out. Can't recognise the driver who's, well, Ralph van der Pavert's dropped to the back end of the field in the 368. He is the official mullet man. Oh, we've got somebody slowing. Somebody slowing and pulling off to the left-hand side off of turn number 9. So someone else's race has come to a dramatic halt. Hunter still leads after 3 laps. Van der Pavert out. Butcher looking for the move for second. Robustly gets through on Clausen. And then Luke Neeson trying to do the same trick that he did to Montego Masson. He's got through on the German. It's 3rd, 4th and 5th in a line into turn 6. And at this particular occasion, elbows are out. Tobias Billy Clausen drops from 3rd to 5th in one corner. They are line astern coming off of the Europlan and heading into the turn 7 chicane. Mads Larsen, Martin Gaiskens, they're all out, down to 16 runners as Sean Butcher has got the waft with him and he's closing in on Hunter. And they are a kart length apart, or 2, coming across the line. Hunter leads from Butcher. The gap now 0.23. Sean Butcher now waiting to strike. We're past the half time in this second of 6 heats, and Butcher has clearly got the fire in the belly. Had to fight tooth and nail at Ostrikor, but now here at Genk he's going to go for the race lead. Up the inside through turn 6. Butcher takes the lead from Hunter, and now the line is turned down the Europalan. Hunter switches to the outside to carry the momentum through the chicane at turn number 7. Bumper to bumper between the pair as they now go through into turn 9. This is allowing Neeson, Marson and Tobias Billy Clausen to close on in. Sam Bergstein rounds out the 16 runners and riders that are still competing with 2 minutes and 30 still to go, plus an additional lap. And after 5 laps, forward led by Kai Hunter. Lap 5 now leading the way. It's Sean Butcher in the 3:02 from KR Sports. Luke Neeson very late on the brakes, literally measuring it to perfection going into turn number 2. Top 5 were 9/10 apart after the 5th lap. It looks like these 5, this quintet, are covered by about half a second. Down the Europalan they go once again on lap number 6. Butcher holding his line. Hunter trying to force an opportunity his way. Hunter looks over his right shoulder, sees 3 in a row behind him. You might want to keep an eye behind you guys, because Vic Stevens and Jules Houssel, who round out the top 7, are closing. 90 seconds remain on the timer. Top 5 come across the line. Now it was 9/10. It is now under 7.5, and there's the move for 3rd. Montego Masson up the inside of Luke Neeson. Neatly done by the 394 from Kraft Motorsport. Gets through, and Neeson won't try and look for the move into turn number 6. Down the Europalan again. So 4 retirements. On lap 1, Ralph van der Pavert and Puck Gubbles. Then on lap 2, Martin Gaiskens and Mads Larsen out. Larsen going out with technical troubles. And there is his kart on the left-hand side of the circuit on the run from turn 9 through into Cafe Corner at turn 10. 2 more laps to go after this one. Sean Butcher, the 2020 and 2021 B&L Senior Road Tax Champion, leads the current points leader. Kai Hunter, gap between them was 0.13. As, oh, right, another lap later. Oh, careful, you went a bit skywards there, Luke Neeson. He made the move over Montego Masson, returned the favour for what the German did on the previous lap, and got back through for 3rd place. Running at the top 10 at the moment are Tobias Billy Clausen, Vic Stevens and Jules Houssel. They have closed. They have closed up big time. So Butcher is holding on as the timer has hit 0. Here in Heat 2 for Senior Road Tax. And now the change has happened. Hunter gets the lead back as we go onto the final lap. Watch the dogfight emerge. And it's right in front of us. There are fireworks ahoy. And there are the top 7. Luke Neeson again gets the front axle skywards. Loses a little bit of purchase. Butcher, a little bit of a touch between him and Kai Hunter. Hunter still holds on to that race lead down the Europalan for the final time. On lap 9, what's going to happen between the two behind? Well, they dropped Tobias Billy-Clausen ever so slightly. As Vic Stevens has got through, so is Jules Roussel. Down into turn 10 for the final time. Hunter defends his line. Butcher looking for the run, coming out of turn number 11. It's going to be a photo finish on this one. Hunter looking all over the shop. Montego Masson trying to go wide and carry the speed through. Out of the final corner by a whisker. Kai Hunter takes the win by 76 thousandths of a second. Ahead of Sean Butcher. Luke Neeson rounds out the top 3. Montego Masson, Vic Stevens, Jules Roussel, Tobias Billy-Clausen, Thijs Dams, Gussie van Gorp, and Mario Sidler round out the top 10, covered by 4.3 seconds at the end of that exchange. But what an exciting battle we had. Hunter and Butcher basically bumper to bumper, wheel to wheel, as soon as the 302 based out of London closed on the 335 from Dan Holland Racing. But Hunter takes the win. Butcher second. So the field makes its way into pit lane, and your finishing order provisionally as it stands so far. Kai Hunter takes the win by 76 thousandths of a second ahead of Sean Butcher. Luke Neeson in third place. Montego Masson rounds out the top 4 ahead of Vic Stevens. With Jules Roussel, Tobias Billy-Clausen, Thijs Dams, Gussie van Gorp, and Mario Sidler rounding out the top 10. Austin Lee finishing in 11th ahead of Benjamin Van Hees, Adrian Hoare, Jake Bezelbeck, Julian Setnica, and Sam Bergstein being the last of the finishers after 9 laps of this 1,360-metre circuit. Martin Gaiskens and Mads Larsen out on lap 2, with Ralph van der Pavert and Puck Gubbles not getting a good start to the weekend, I'm afraid, ending their races on lap 1.